You press the power button, the dashboard lights up, you crank the throttle, and the wheel stays completely still. Immediate assumptions often center on catastrophic hardware failure, with riders mentally tallying up the cost of a motor replacement or a new motherboard. A glowing dashboard confirms the main battery is delivering power. The system is functional. It is currently suffering a specific failure in signal communication between the hand and the wheel. Restoring movement requires moving past the initial panic to use a systematic diagnostic funnel to isolate the broken link. We solve this by systematically isolating the signal path. We begin with the invisible software barriers, move to external sensors, and eventually check the physical copper wiring. The process follows a strict rule of effort, testing components in order of their accessibility and prioritizing fixes that require zero tools. Mapping the route of the throttle command reveals the exact point where the signal drops. Troubleshooting begins with intentional software blocks. Many electric scooters use a kick-to-start feature, where the motor waits for a manual push to 3 miles per hour before the throttle will engage. Digital locks also play a role. If a Bluetooth companion app is active, the scooter may be electronically immobilized to prevent theft, leaving the display on while the drive system remains severed. This dashboard display shows a diagnostic code 67. On certain models, this indicates the internal SIM card is deactivated or searching for a data signal, which triggers a safety halt on the drive system. The battery management system also monitors environmental stress. If the scooter is left in extreme cold or heat, the system disables motor output to protect the internal battery cells from permanent damage. Verifying digital safety protocols is the necessary first step before opening the scooter or handling tools. If software is ruled out, we test the brake cutoff sensor. This safety feature is designed to kill motor power instantly the moment the rider applies brakes. Normally, communication travels from the throttle to the speed controller. A stuck brake lever creates an overriding signal, blocking all throttle commands. Test this by firmly tapping and releasing the brake levers individually to see if motor response returns. For a deeper test, you can temporarily disconnect the brake sensor wire from the main controller. If the motor reawakens, the brake sensor was the source of the lockout. A malfunctioning brake sensor mimics a dead motor, yet the fix costs under $10. If the sensors are clear, the system logic might be frozen. A hard reset, performed by holding the power and brake levers for 15 seconds, can clear the internal cache and force a reboot.
Below the logic layer is the physical power routing. Checking the internal fuses and circuit breakers reveals hidden burnouts that stop motor current while allowing the dashboard to remain lit. Next, inspect the main wiring harness and battery connectors for signs of water intrusion, corrosion on the terminals, or loose wires that have disconnected due to road vibration. This display shows error code 99. This readout confirms a physical communication breakdown between the electronic control unit and the field-oriented control unit. Clearing logic freezes and verifying these physical connections restores the pathway required for the throttle's command to reach the motor. At the bottom of the funnel are the heavy components: the speed controller, which acts as the brain, and the motor, which provides the muscle. Looking at this readout, code 120 indicates a severe electrical failure. It specifically points to a disconnected phase cable or a faulty Hall sensor inside the wheel hub. To diagnose these internal components, use a smell test. Get close to the motor housing and the controller casing to check for the odor of burnt plastic. A burnt smell indicates that the thin insulation on the electromagnetic copper coils has melted, resulting in a permanent short circuit. If the signal reaches the motor but the unit smells of ozone and burnt plastic, the diagnostic funnel is complete. The component must be replaced. Most scooters that power on but won't move are suffering from a minor sensor issue, a loose wire, or a software lockout. Preventative maintenance, such as avoiding deep puddles and managing temperature extremes, reduces the likelihood of these signal failures. Utilizing the diagnostic funnel allows a rider to identify a failed sensor in minutes, replacing guesswork with an understanding of the vehicle's circuitry. Identifying the rogue signal and clearing the path ensures the motor will engage the moment you twist the grip. Electric scooters follow strict logical rules. Understanding how the machine communicates is the most reliable method for keeping it moving.